Good morning, class. So today we begin with Climate of Asia. Turn to page number 62 and take up your pencils. You have to write down the meanings of the terms which you see written in my book. Underline as well whatever I tell you to underline. Now in the previous class we learnt about the major river basins and the islands and the plateau region of Asia. Now coming to climates. Asia is a vast continent. Due to its humongous size, Asia has regions that have diversity of climates, which results in a variety of vegetation. It has a great north-south extent. The equator, Tropic of Cancer, and the Arctic Circle pass through it. It stretches across all the three heat zones. South Asia lies in the torrid zone, Northern Asia lies in the frigid zone, the central part of Asia lies in the temperate zone, away from the oceans and has a continental climate. Now, see on page number 63 they have given this map where you have the climate zones of Asia. Now you remember this is a thematic map which shows the different climate zones of Asia. So you see the equator, then the Tropic of Cancer, and the Arctic Circle is here. So you have seen the torrid zone. Okay, next to the equator is the torrid zone, then the temperate zone, and here you have the frigid zone. Now, maritime climate. Maritime climate is bordering, any area which borders on the sea or ocean has a maritime climate, is found in coastal areas. The high altitude of central mountains affects the temperature. Seasonal winds called monsoons affect the climate of Southeast Asia. All these factors have produced great contrasts in the climate of Asia. So seasonal winds called monsoons. When we learnt about the country of India, that time we learned, see, India is over here, so this is the southwest monsoon drift over here, and this is the northeast monsoon drift, then this is the southern equatorial current. Now as we are approaching monsoons, India, especially the northern region of India, will get a lot of monsoon because of the southwest monsoon drift. In winters, this part of it, okay, eastern part of India will get the winter monsoons, whereas the western part of India and the northern part of India will get the summer monsoons over here. Now coming back to our paragraph here, there is a complexity in the relationship between climate and vegetation of an area which needs to be understood. Complexity means it is not easier to understand, it is not simple. So a number of factors come together to make up the climate of a place or the particular weather of a place. Even the vegetation of an area is a sensitive indicator of the climate prevalent. Now let us see the factors affecting climate of Asia. We are not talking about India as of now, we are talking about Asia. The factors which affect the climate of a place are latitudinal extent, distance from the sea, relief features, wind and ocean currents. This we have been doing since class 5. Now Asia covers the torrid, temperate and the frigid zones of the earth. Hence the climate varies from hot to cold, dry polar to wet equatorial types. The temperature varies over 38 degrees centigrade in some parts of Asia to below freezing point in other parts. As of now, the northern plains of India and even the western the part of India is experiencing extreme heat. Temperature is touching 46-47 degrees centigrade in the northern plains. The range of temperature is very high, with northern Siberia experiencing temperature below freezing point and other parts such as the subcontinent of India experiencing temperature above 40 degrees centigrade in summer. So the range of temperature is very high when we are talking about the southernmost part of the continent or the northernmost part of the continent. When you go towards the frigid zone, you experience temperature going below 0 up till minus 40. Okay, whereas it will be somewhere during the summers in India, in places like India, it can touch up to 47-48 degrees centigrade. Now, all this needs to be underlined, children. The continent has huge size. As a result, its interior parts have extreme seasonal variations. So this can easily be asked as give reason. So the interior parts of Asia have extreme seasonal variation. So because the continent is huge in size, that is, the summers are very hot and the winters are very cold. However, the island nations such as Singapore, Sri Lanka and Indonesia enjoy coastal climate with moderate temperature. So you know, the coastal climate has moderate temperature. Why? Because of the land breeze and the effect of the land breeze and the sea breeze. Now, mountains form barriers and stop the winds. For example, now the Himalaya, please keep on underlining the Himalaya, which stops the cold wind from Central Asia entering India. In many places, mountains and hills force the humid wind to rise high, where it condenses to shed orographic rainfall. Thus, many areas get sufficient rainfall and the other parts of the hills become rain shadow regions. So, see children, here the Himalayas over here, they stop the monsoon winds from flowing or from passing on to the central part of Asia over here. Therefore, this region gets very good rainfall. If the rainfall is good, okay, then this region, entire region, the northern plains and the western Ghats, they get good rains over here. The western Ghats are here. So you get good rains during the summers, during the summer monsoon over here, because they form a kind of barrier and do not let the monsoon winds cross to Central Asia. Whereas the frigid winds or the cold winds blowing from the Arctic region towards the subcontinent, again the Himalayas, they act as barrier and do not let such cold winds come to the continent of India, subcontinent of India. Now, coming back, vast size of Asian continent results into each region experiencing different types of winds, such as the Indian subcontinent experiences monsoon winds and the Siberian region experiences cold polar winds. So, Siberia is here. So, cold polar winds, Siberia is prone to cold polar winds. Now, ocean currents such as the Oyashi cold current and the Kuroshio warm current in North Pacific Ocean affect temperature of coastal regions of Japan and the surrounding regions. Now, see here you see the Kuroshio. This is the warm current, and Oyashi is here. It is the cold current. Now coming to page number 64, different types of climate. Great variation in climatic condition can be observed in the vast landmass of Asia. The main climatic types are discussed here. Equatorial climate. Underline children, it is marked by high temperatures throughout the year and heavy rainfall. Underline, no distinct seasons are found here. One season merges into the other and they are not very clearly demarcated or distinct. The equatorial type is found between, this is very important, underline, 10 degree north and 10 degree south latitudes. This is where 10 degree north and 10 degree south will be where? Next to the equator. Peninsula Malaysia, Indonesian islands, Sri Lanka and southern Philippines have this type of climate. So underline all that. Now coming to tropical climate. Tropical climate in Asia is characterized by an alternate seasons of dry and wet periods where extreme temperature prevails. So right now India, is going through a very dry season, and if the rains are good, monsoons are good, then we will experience good rainfall or a good wet season during the months of July and August, the main monsoon season. Underline, however, in the western part of the large peninsulas of Asia, tropical desert climate is typical. So we are talking about this region over here, right? So coming back, tropical desert climate is typical with prolonged dryness and negligible or no rainfall. So this starts with the Thar Desert or the western region of India. Thus, tropical climate of Asia has two subparts which are discussed here. So the tropical climate can again be divided into two kinds. The tropical desert climate, which we just talked about in the above paragraph. There is not much difference felt in the summer and winter temperature. The days are hot and the nights are cool. Typical desert climate. Underline that. This region receives very little or no rain. Underline that. The difference between the day and night temperature is very high. The temperature plummets down to hovering between freezing and all to during the night, and during the days it is extremely hot. The Thar Desert in India and Pakistan and the Arabian Desert of Saudi Arabia experience this type of climate. So please underline that as well. Now coming to tropical deciduous climate. These areas are marked by hot, rainy summers. So the rain is there, but when? During the summer season. And mild and dry winters. Winters are dry, there is not much rainfall during the winters, and they are not very extremely cold. Rainfall varies between 50 centimeter and 1200 centimeter. The tropical climate can be found in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, China, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam and Western Philippines. So please underline that. Now children, when we are talking about India, see here, India does have the tropical desert climate, and India also experiences tropical deciduous climate. Now with this we will end today's video, and we will take up the temperate climate and the tundra climate in the next video. As of now, I want you to give this portion, the climate of Asia, a thorough study, not just once but 3 or 4 times, concentrating, and see, it will be very easier for you to understand, because the kind of climatic conditions we have been learning about in India, most of it is explained here. So it will not be very difficult for you to understand. Still, if you have not understood anything, please note it down and we will discuss it when the school reopens. Thank you.